It's Prepisode 3 time, guys. So we're going to just jump right into the video with my meal prep from the other day. We've got a quad workout, and then I'll be back to talk to you guys. Hello, YouTube friends. So welcome to Prepisode number 3. I apologize, guys. I know I skipped a week, but with the move that is happening right now we're Saturday, but tomorrow we're moving, so I won't be able to get up a video for you guys. I also didn't do a whole lot of filming this week, so we're skipping tomorrow and Prepisode 3, which you are now watching, obviously a week later. So today was my weigh-in, and I had only gone down 0.2 pounds, so my macros did get reduced pretty drastically. I'm now at 2,400 calories approximately, 260 carb, 82 fat, and 168 protein. So I'm also adding in another cardio session this week, so 1 HIIT, 1 steady state, and we will see you guys later on in the week. Good morning, YouTube. So we're in the new house now, and I'm so happy about this kitchen. There's so much more counter space. It's Tuesday, the 7th of March. I just got up about half an hour ago. It's about 9 o'clock right now. I'm going to meal prep my whole day's worth of food, just because the last few days I've been getting kind of tired by the end of the day and then not wanting to cook my last meal and all that. So I'm just going to cook it all now. That way it's nice and easy, and then we'll get on with our day. So this is what we've got planned for today. So egg scramble, some oats, we've got some roasted veggies, tofu, chickpeas, snacks, some milk for my coffee and tea that I have today, some protein powder. So it's a pretty simple day. let's take a look. So for breakfast, I've got oats with berries, peanut butter, cinnamon, eggs, egg white, red onions, spinach, and a little bit of dairy-free cheese. Got some Icelandic-style yogurt with bananas and nuts. Tofu, chickpeas, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, sweet potato, and zucchini. And then a pasta with vegan meatballs, spinach, and tomato garlic sauce. So that plus my protein supplement, and I've got some almond milk set aside for coffee. That'll be it for the day. Alright guys, it's just about 7 o'clock at night. We're getting ready to go to the gym, and today I'm doing a squat. So I'll film the entire workout, and we'll see you at the gym. Alright guys, so we're back with another commentary for this workout. So as I said before, we're doing quad dominant leg day. So the main compound movement is squats. As you can see, I opted for the low bar squat. And this was my first leg day since the move, and honestly it was feeling pretty crap. My form just felt a little bit off. I did go a little bit lighter than normal, but my lifts are starting to feel back to normal at this point throughout the week, so hopefully next week we'll be able to go a little bit heavier with the weight and have the form feel a little bit more comfortable. For my squats, guys, I was doing sets of 5 to 8 at 185 pounds, and then I moved right into front squats. So back squats, right into front squats, and I did these a little bit lighter. I did sets of, again, I believe 8 to 12 at 95 pounds, so again, a lot lighter. Now here you can notice, if you look at my low back, you can see that I'm not quite getting a neutral spine. Again, the form just felt a little bit off. I was having a hard time finding my positions. And again, that could be due to just, sitting around a lot over the course of this move and not being as active as normal. So I probably should have taken a much longer warm-up and included some core exercises in there. But the more you know. After that, guys, I went into the alternating dumbbell lunges. And if you guys look closely at my hips, you can see that I actually have a slight hip hinge. So my torso is leaning forward just a little bit with every lunge, and that's so it mimics a squat pattern. And so my front leg, the quad, is dominant rather than having the back foot and the glute do most of the work. Here I did 4 sets of 12 to 15 reps, and then I went into a single leg press. So I did, again, 15 reps. It was a pretty light to moderate weight, about 50 pounds, I believe it was. And here, instead of just focusing on going up and down, I made sure I was going very slow, so the whole movement was controlled, and I was actually thinking about doing a similar action to a leg extension. So instead of just pushing up and down, I was also thinking about pushing up. By the end of these, my quads were really burning. I did get a really good pump from them, so it's something I will probably start incorporating a little bit more regularly into my workouts. That being said, just single leg work in general, I do need to start including. So this is something you guys will probably see in the future. And then after the single leg press, guys, I did finish off with some leg extensions. I did some negatives here, so explosive on the way up and a count of 3 to 5 seconds on the way down. I did keep my feet quite close together, and I focused on having control throughout the entire movement. I did, I believe, 3 sets of 12, and again, just a moderate weight, 50 pounds. If you're doing the motion properly, you don't need a whole lot of weight. For me, this is not a strength exercise. This is more of a burnout at the end. So I want to make sure that I'm able to control the weight. And you can see by my face, by the end, it's getting pretty difficult. So that was the last exercise I filmed. Let's go into some posing. welcome to the little talk portion of Prepisode number 3. So this week I wanted to talk about how to get back on track when you fall off or whatever happens, because as you guys know, last Sunday we moved and that kind of put a hiccup in my prep for the day. So basically what happened for me for falling off track, it was kind of planned, kind of unplanned. I prepped 2 meals and those, fit my calories, my macros, and then we got here, it was too late for groceries. I was tired, we ended up going to the movies, so I had like popcorn and some chips, so I did end up going completely off my macros, off my calories.
They came pretty close though, didn't they, by the time it all finished?
My fats were really high over, and my carbs. I hit my protein. I always make sure I hit my protein, but carbs and fats went over. So yeah, I basically fell off the wagon for my prep for that one day. So we just wanted to talk about, how to get back on track and all that jazz.
Yeah, and that happened for me a little bit as well, going into the moving week and through this week and everything like that. I haven't been really on my programming for a couple of reasons. One, it's hard to do all the whole moving process, stay on schedule, get everything I need to. Be it do enjoy some of the different like bodybuilding type training and whatnot. So as soon as I got here, I've done like some just traditional chest days, some regular leg days. We did yoga, so some random stuff just to kind of switch it up a little bit, which is never bad.
Mm-hmm. Also, I wrote down what I was talking about today, so we're going to stay on track. Woo!
So she thinks.
We think. I think. Basically the first thing, and I think is probably the most important, is one day off of your diet, whether it's prep or just whatever you're dieting for. One day is not going to undo all your progress. Now, if you let that happen, 2, 3, 4 times a week, of course it is going to make a difference, but one day is not going to derail you. One day is not going to undo everything that you've done. You might wake up a little bit bloated the next day or whatever the case, but you're not going to undo all your hard work. So, you fall off, forgive yourself, move on. That's the number one thing I find. Anything to say on that?
I don't think so. I've never prepped. I do know that I can kind of have like a cheat meal a day, enjoy some food, whatever, and maybe I'll go up a pound or 2 from that day, but it can easily be taken off the next day through water weight and whatnot.
So for the second one, and I think this is really important to understand why you went off or why you cheated on your diet. So recognize your excuses. What was the circumstances that caused you to fall off? What was kind of happening? Why were the reasons that you didn't stick to your diet? Because if you understand why you did it, it's going to be much easier to create solutions and avoid that in the future. So for my particular circumstances, I went off because I was moving, and I didn't put enough effort into prepping the full day of meal plan. Now I know that.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple, but that's basically it. And then the next thing, so once you've had your cheat day or fallen off, whatever the case may be, I think it's really important to rediscover your motivation or rediscover the why of why you're doing what you're doing. So you cheat, you go off your diet, blah, 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 it's the next day. Is it still important to you to prep? Is it still important to you to hit those weigh-ins? And if it is, you need to get yourself back on track by finding your motivation. You can look on social media, look at someone maybe that you idolize a little bit. Just find some extra passion, extra external motivation to help you stay on track that next day. Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you do to stay motivated or?
I don't know. I'm definitely not in prep mode. I'm doing programming for a meet in July. Just kind of telling myself that it's something I want to do well in. I think of it like I did with football and with everything else that I've done, is that if I'm going to do it, why not do well at it? So then, like she said, just kind of weighing if it is still the important thing to you, and then if it is, then get back on track and do what you need to do.
Exactly.
If it's not, then don't.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
A little, I don't know how to pronounce this word, antidote, story.
I don't know.
I'll look up the word later. I'll put it on the screen because I don't know what it's actually called. But basically a little story or blurb that I like to use as a comparison for this type of thing is, say you have a brand new iPhone you drop your iPhone, it gets a little crack. Are you going to pick it up and move on with your day, or are you going to stomp on it? So that's kind of the same thing with the dieting. You mess up once, pick up, continue on. You don't need to keep cheating the day after, the day after, the day after, the week after. Okay?
It's an analogy.
Analogy. There we go. That's what it was.
Antidote.
I know antidote's like, you're sick and you need a cure.
Yeah.
But no, there's a word. It's like A-N-C-E something.
I don't know.
I'm going to look it up.
She's talking about analogy.
Yeah, analogy
Steven's
works.
getting in the way of the other camera.
Okay. Yeah, so the next thing I would say to do to get over, falling off the wagon is to set short-term goals or short-term solutions. Just get you through those next few days until you're back on a regular routine. So for what I did is the next day after we moved, we went grocery shopping, and I actually prepped the entire day, which I don't really do anymore. Usually I just cook and track as I go through my day. But in the morning I woke up, planned out my whole day's macros and calories, and then I cooked for the entire day. That way I didn't have any excuse of not to hit my calories. I had everything prepped and ready to go, so even if I was busy, I had no excuse. Yeah.
Most of the stuff is irrelevant.
Yeah. Most of this is prep relevant, but even if you're not prepping for a show and you're just trying to, lose weight for your health or just try and stay on a healthier diet, you can apply this to your life.
Then your last one there is
Yes.
get support.
Yeah, so I'm very lucky in the sense that my partner is in the health and fitness industry and lifestyle. We have different goals. So, his diet's much more flexible than mine is in terms of cheating or food choices. But having that support, like if I'm really struggling, I can tell him, like, do not let me eat this. If he sees that I'm, like, going to go cheat on my diet, he'll be like, no, you can't have that. So,
Yeah, just take all the good foods away.
so having support does help. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a partner. You can have someone who's also going through prep with you. You can have an online support, like a Facebook group or a group of Instagram friends who you turn to for support. So it doesn't even have to be anyone in person. It can be online too, which there's definitely big communities for it. So get yourself into some sort of support system, and that's going to help a lot. Yeah, so I think that's all I have. So summarize, just get back on track. One day won't ruin it. The sooner you get back on track, the better. Figure out why you're cheating on your diet. Figure out what your excuses are. Rediscover your motivation. And then
set goals and get support.
Yeah, so that's basically it, guys. As with anything in health and fitness and prep and dieting, there's no magic pill to make you do things. There's no magic solution or secret. You just have to put in the hard work. And if you're willing to put in the work, the results are going to come. All right.
Is this the end of Prepisode 3?
This is the end of Prepisode 3.
Outro.
Outro clip. What are we doing?
I don't know.
Yeah, so we're back on a regular Sunday schedule, guys. So Prepisode 4 is going to be out next Sunday.
Did you tell them about your job?
Yeah. No, I didn't, but yeah, I'm gonna. So I went for an interview at Nike on Thursday, and they gave me a call on Friday night, and they offered me a job, so I'm going to be working at the Nike here in Canada. So I'm super excited. I'm actually going in tonight to do some paperwork and get all set up. So that's kind of a life update, nice and exciting. Other than that, guys, make sure if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, click subscribe. It really helps the channel out. And we'll see you in the next one.